1, 2, 3. Na? Hi viewers and aspirants. Welcome to Indian History NCERT Basics Part 1. I, Dr. D. Sahadevudu, working as a lecturer in History, Government Arts College, Anantapuram. History basics according to NCERT. These basics are very useful for central level examination, state level examinations. Either it may be civil service examination, state public service examinations, National Defense Academy examinations, Staff Selection Commission, all the important competitive examinations are useful, these basics. NCERT Basics Part 1. We will discuss about these Part 1 basics. History. History is an unending dialogue between past and present, which will show light to future. E.H. Carr, the famous historian, described about the history. History, historia, the word, to inquire about the past, record of past events. Historians describe history as a prehistory, proto-history, and prehistoric periods. Prehistoric period begins knowing of the script. This is called as rock age. In historical terminology, Paleolithic age, Mesolithic age, and Neolithic age. This period called as prehistoric period. And proto-historic period is a junction period. Before script and after script, it is a junction period. In Indian history, Indus Valley civilization is the proto-historic period. Again, the historic period classified into three categories by historians. These are ancient part, medieval, and modern eras. So, these related basics are useful for competitive examinations. When you observe the history basics in NCERT textbooks, BC, before Christ, and AD, after the death of Christ, BC and AD, these are the major two eyes for the chronology of any history. Before Christ. Here, the ancient and medieval and modern eras, also prehistoric period evidences and information described in chronological events with the help of BC and AD. Mehergarh. Mehergarh is an ancient place. It's a prehistoric place. Rock age, Paleolithic and Mesolithic evidences, especially Neolithic evidences, are discovered in Mehergarh and also in Bhimbetka. The art evidence, in those days, the Neolithic people, this cultural and rock evidences gives artistic evidence, information in Bhimbetka. And Mohenjo-daro, Lothal, Harappa, Banwali, Surkatoda, Sukdajandar, nearly 1,000 places are discovered, which are describes about Indus Valley civilization. In 1921, Sir John Marshall, Dayaram Sahani, R.D. Banerjee, these archaeological, they have described, evidenced about these Indus Valley sites, especially Mohenjo-daro, the Great Bath structure. The city was constructed, evidenced with 7 layers. The Great Bath, other religious structures are beautifully discovered in these places. Lothal, it is one of the ancient port. In Indus Valley civilization, Lothal gives a beautiful evidence about the internal trade as well as external trade. Lothal, located nowadays in Gujarat state. In those days, a brisk trade occurred between the Indus Valley people and Mesopotamian people through the Lothal port. And Rigveda, the term, the historic period begins in the Rigvedic age. From 1500 BC to 1000 BC, this period called as Rigvedic age, also called as early Vedic period. The proto-historic period is Indus Valley civilization. Prehistoric period is Paleolithic age, Mesolithic age, and Neolithic age. The Rigvedic age, the Rigveda, the ancient text with the 1028 hymns, slokas. In these, 250 slokas are meant for Indra, 200 slokas for Varuna, and 200 slokas for Agni. These hymns and many evidences are collected in Rigvedic literal form. Aryans, they have defeated the Dasyus. These victories are described in Rigvedic text. Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Adharvana Veda, these 4 Vedas, Upavedas, Vedangas, Aranyakas, Upanishads, Brahmanas, Puranas, all these Vedic literature gives a later Vedic period history also. From 1000 BC to 600 BC, the later Vedic period occurred. So, the Bhaga is a term which meant for the tax. 1/6 tax was collected from the subjects, people. Here, the Magadha, one of the term, in those days, the 16 kingdoms, Shodasha Mahajanapadas. In these Shodasha Mahajanapadas, Magadha, Anga, Kosala, Gandhara, Asmaka, in these states, Magadha became prominent state. These prominent state, with the capital of Rajagruha and ambitious rulers, this state transformed to a great empire. Navanandas have transformed this Magadha empire. After that, with the help of Chanakya, Chandragupta Maurya established Mauryan empire. Here, the Panini wrote Ashtadhyayi. Ashtadhyayi is the oldest grammatical text in Indian literature. It describes about the Sanskrit grammatical terms. It gives so much information about the language. 24th Tirthankara. Tirthankaras are the gurus of the Jainism. Vardhamana Mahavira, 24th Tirthankara, he established a solid foundation for Jainism in India. He gives Jainism principles. Jina means conqueror. Chanakya, who was also called as Kautilya, wrote Arthashastra. Arthashastra gives a beautiful description about the polity, administration in those days. With the help of Chanakya and Kautilya, also called as Kautilya, Chandragupta Maurya established a great empire, Mauryan Empire. Mauryan Empire is the first ever empire in Indian history. Chandragupta Maurya, later Bimbisara, Ashoka, they have conquered many places in India and established Mauryan Empire. Nearly 140 years they have ruled. Bimbisara extended Chandragupta Maurya's reign after him, and also Ashoka in the battle of Kalinga. After coronation of Ashoka in the 8th year, he fought with the Kalinga region. In the battle of Kalinga, he saw so much bloodshed. He left the Bherigosha. In the place of Bherigosha, he established Dharmagosha. For that, he appointed Dhamma Mahamatras. Ashoka was the first king in the world history who declared his subjects, his people, as his own sons and daughters. So, Ashoka beautifully formed the administration for the welfare of the public. So, that's why Ashoka called as Ashoka the Great. Pataliputra became a great capital under the Mauryan kingdom. Also, it served nearly 1000 years in ancient, medieval, also for modern eras. Here, northern black polished ware, it is one of the pottery uses in the period of Mauryan Empire. And also punch-marked coins is the basis for the trade in those days. Arikamedu, one of the town located in Tamil Nadu, in this town, there are so many Roman coins were evidenced. They have occurred. These evidences give information about the brisk trade between Roman and Indian region. In those times, Pliny, in his natural history, described about this trade. Sreni is the term it meant for the business class, trade class. In different classes, in different business people, they have organized a group. That group called as Sreni. They have their own rules and regulations to develop their trade. Here, the stupa, vihara, aramas, another terms in the NCERT basics. Here, stupa is a structure for the Buddhist. Buddha or Buddhist famous personalities, their holy structures are structured in the semicircle shape. Stupa, Sanchi Stupa, Amaravati Stupa, like that. Viharas, these are the prayer places for the monks and nuns meant for Buddhism. And aramas are the rest places for the Buddhist people. Chola, Chera, Pandya, these are the southern kingdoms in ancient era. This age called as Sangam age. Puhar, Madurai, these are the ancient capital related to the Sangam kingdoms. Sangam literature, Sangam Parishad, first Sangam, second Sangam and third Sangam. These are the meetings occurred in Madurai. These meetings gives development of literature in those days. Megasthenes wrote a famous work, Indica. Megasthenes was the court poet during the period of Chandragupta Maurya. He hailed in Pataliputra. He saw so many social and cultural events in those days. These events are described Indica. Though Indica was not found today, from the source of Indica, the Greek writers, the Greek ambassadors, and Roman ambassadors, they have mentioned, they have seen the Indica information. So, Indica is one of the collected information which gives information about the Mauryan kingdom. Battle of Kalinga was fought during the period of Ashoka. This battle is a turning point in the Indian history. It make a welfare state path. In the place of Bheri Gosha, Dharma Gosha was established. Alexander the Great, during the period of 327 BC and 325 BC, he invaded India. In the world history, Julius Caesar, Alexander the Great, Napoleon, and Adolf Hitler. These are the four personalities they have tried to occupy, annex the world. Alexander invaded during the period of 327 BC. Buddha Charitam is one of the ancient texts. This is the first biographical text wrote by Ashwagosha. Buddha's early life and his preachings, all the Buddhist principles are inscribed in Buddha Charitam. It is one of the foremost biographical texts written by Ashwagosha. Allahabad Prasasti, it's an inscription wrote by Harisena. This Allahabad Prasasti inscription gives so much valid information about Samudragupta. Samudragupta was the hero of 100 battles. He won so many battles in northern region as well as in southern kingdoms. He defeated nearly 12 southern kingdoms. He occupied all this information mentioned in Allahabad Prasasti by his court poet Harisena. Harsha Charitra, it is one of the first biographical texts in the historical terms. Harsha Charitra wrote by the Harsha court poet Bana. This Harsha Charita gives ancestors history as well as Pushyabhuti dynasty ruler Harshavardhana, his biography, history, all these are inscribed in Harsha Charitra, wrote by Bhanabhatta. Aihol Prasasti, it is one of the ancient inscription. It wrote by Ravikirti, the court poet of Pulakeshin II. In Aihol Prasasti, how Pulakeshin II defeated the Harsa and Pulakeshin II's successes and his victories are described in this famous inscription. Ur is a term for village assembly. During the period of Cholas, they have given prominence for local administration. They have established strong central administration as well as autonomous local administration. Here, the Ur terminology refer for village assembly during the Chola period. Iron pillar related to Chandra. Iron pillar is the beautiful scientific technological evidence during the period of Guptas. Chandragupta Vikramaditya, he bear the title Vikramaditya. After him, so many Indian kings, they have wished to bear the title Vikramaditya. His victories are described in Iron Pillar, Mehrauli, near Delhi. It is adjacent to the Qutub Minar. Though hundreds of years are gone, it has not rusted. That scientific technological evidence gives information about the advancement of Gupta Golden Age. Charaka wrote Charaka Samhita. Charaka, it is one of the ancient medicinal texts. It gives information about Indian medicine. Next, Shushruta. During the period of Guptas, Shushruta wrote Shushruta Samhita. Shushruta Samhita related to medicinal text. It gives hundreds of operative systems for so many diseases and causes and treatment. Here also he described about cataract operation, bladder operation, and modern days very difficult treatments also described in Sushruta Samhita. Kalidasa, in 9 gems, Navaratnas of Gupta period, he was a famous literary personality. He described as a Indian Shakespeare. He wrote Abhignana Sakuntalam. Abhignana Sakuntalam is one of the 100 in the world literature in 100 famous books, Abhignana Sakuntalam is one of the famous texts described by critics. Raghuvamsam, Ritisamhara, Meghadutam, Kumara Sambhavam, all these literary gems, all these literary texts were written by Kalidasa in the prose form as well as in the poetry form. Kanishka, the famous Kushana Empire, he established his empire during the period of 78 AD. This 78 AD still also the official era of Indian government. Today we begin with the second era when the coronation of Kanishka began in 78 AD. To commemorate this period, we are adopting this second era. Zero was invented by Indians. This zero was introduced to Arabs and expanded to Europeans in medieval eras. Zero is a prominent place in mathematical processes. So, zero was invented by Indians. These are the terms related to NCERT basics. All these terms and basics are very, very useful for many competitive examinations, from highest level civil service examination to state level public service examination and staff selection commission, National Defense Academy, all central level and state level examinations in the historical primary basics are touched through NCERT books. So we are discussing the part 1 NCERT basics. We will meet in the next session for the another historical basics. Thank you viewers and aspirants. Touch with this channel for acquiring knowledge in history. See you in another class and another session. Thank you.